season. He's been out of form for quite some while. He's not the player he was at Inter, that's for sure. I don't think anybody thought he would play. But he's in the side and he's got to have a good game. They've got to get the ball into him. He's got to hold it up and then Chelsea can play from there.
Today's match officials, referee Craig Pawson, assistant referees Dan Cook and Edward
Referee is Craig Pawson from Sheffield, and Cook and Eddie Smart. His assistant special assignment for them. And great friendship, of course, between the two German managers. Well, Chelsea have lost the last two finals. They won't thank me for reminding them of that, but they have to live with it. No club in the entire history of the world's oldest club competition has ever endured that particular pain for 3 consecutive seasons.
It's Chelsea and Liverpool in the Emirates FA Cup final!
As is the tradition at this time of year, the sun is shining. Cup final day, often the warmest day of spring turning towards summer. The players, they will shortly take the knee in the continuing fight against discrimination. A message to a global audience, and we're underway. 2022 FA Cup final, two sides that know each other so well, two managers that know each other so well. Who and how is the difference going to be made here? Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, they do love to get it forward early. Liverpool maybe slightly different to Chelsea in that respect. It was very warm, Stuart, when we arrived in mid-afternoon, but the shadows are lengthening a bit now. Maybe the temperature's dropping a little bit. Chelsea are good at keeping the ball, which might be an advantage in this particular set of conditions.
Well, just looking at the way Chelsea are going to try and deal with Mo Salah and Alexander-Arnold down this near side. Antonio Rudiger is going to say, I'm going to take Salah. He's pushing Alonso on to pick up Alexander-Arnold, so they are taking a slight gamble. Rudiger's got to be at his very best.
Thomas Tuchel asking that of a player who's leaving at the end of the season. He's also said, since Rudiger announced that decision, that there's absolutely no doubt that the German defender will be utterly professional right to the end. Alexander-Arnold, roll out, but often wondered, the fullbacks do. Robertson.
There's the man in question.
Yeah, ich handle.
لقاء موعود بكل الاحتمالات الممكنة. لقاء الليكاب كان 0-0. كان بطل والفار اللي يلغى تقريب 2 أو 3 أهداف لفريق تشيلسي بسبب شبهة التسلل. 3 دقائق لعب في الشوط الأول. الفينال رقم 15 في تاريخ ليفربول. الليفر لعب أول فينال 1914، كان خسروا من نادي بيرلي بهدف. ترجع الكرة في الانطلاق، كرة من جيمس التغطية، يمشي جيمس حط الكرة لشالوبا، شالو حط الكرة وسط الميدان، يلعب الكرة جورجينو بطل أوروبا الإيطالي، يتقدم الأزرق عن طريق الهجوم. كرة في الانطلاق، إدوارد ميندي حذاري من الهفوات في البداية. سيناريو مباراة السيتي في ويمبلي قد يتكرر. أول هدف الريدز، وأول هدف قريبة جدا. 4 دقائق لعب في الشوط الأول، تقريب تكرار سيناريو مشوار مباراة المان سيتي في السيمي فاينل. هدف مبكر الرصيد من صلاح والكرة تمشي ضربة مرمى
Lukaku tried to get away from Konate.
Tapi dia nak tahu sudah lap mungkin hati.
Game anywhere near like that.
Ăn pula bukan. Khi mà cháu nó mang về trồng á, nhá, khi mà cháu á. Mana apa? Ini Malaysia, ya.
League.
Có xe ra mà bay.
Away from Konate.
Chelsea would have expected that. There's Diaz again, testing Trevor Chalobah.
Come on, okay.
Now Salah trying to get the ball into the centre. He hits it straight into the face of Jorginho and then checks to see that he's okay. Greg Paulson has gone over just to ensure that it's not a serious head injury.
He's just going for a little cross to that far post. It's caught him round the side of the temple.
Well, Chelsea have proved they are more than capable in producing big performances in key games. They were unlucky not to beat Real Madrid in the Bernabeu in the Champions League. But unlike Liverpool, they haven't been able to produce those performances consistently enough. They face the first corner. Alexander-Arnold. Lukaku with a rather simple header away. Jorginho being harassed by Mo Salah. It is a goal kick. It's been a quick, lively start from Liverpool.
Yeah, they've certainly they're in the game straight away, Chelsea. Totally on the back foot. Just need to settle down, get a few passes in midfield. Unfortunately, at the moment, there's red shirts everywhere.
Well, it's one of the most exciting seasons in recent memory, mainly because there's so much still to play for in the Premier League, across Europe, and the season cup finals. Liverpool poised to pounce if City falter. They want this one. They've started with real intent, and Mane has released Luis Diaz, who's been a real thorn. He almost came through to Salah after eluding Mane. Thiago, Alexander-Arnold, James underneath it, calmly sees it back to Edouard Mendy.
Well, they've got to get a grip, certainly Mane and Diaz. Just watch how he drops into that space, number 10. You've got three centre-backs. One of them has to go on Mane. They can't afford to let him drop off. Question mark about the offside, but when the ball comes over, it just bypasses everybody. Diaz has already started, like he's finished the last few games.
Chelsea haven't shown anything in the Liverpool half of the field yet. Thiago's found Naby Keita. Immediately engaged by Jorginho, but still Chelsea don't come away with the ball. Luis Diaz is now finding his way behind Chalobah, and Edouard Mendy makes a save, and Chelsea just about survive. Keita. It looked like it took a deflection, he certainly thought so. But it is a goal kick that has been given, but Chelsea's goal led a charmed life there.
Well, Diaz is running the show, but what a ball. I think we've seen ball of the game already. Outside the foot, absolutely pinpoint, into his path. composes himself, and then he just opens his body up, wants to put it to the left side of Mendy. Doesn't quite get it wide enough, but it's only a matter of time by the way that Liverpool have started the game.
Well, it was fortunate that touch from Mendy just took the sting off the ball and allowed Chalobah to get back, but he has had a real struggle with Luis Diaz getting in behind him in the opening 9 minutes of this cup final.
The thing is as well, James is trying to play a bit of cat and mouse and push into midfield, help out there, just leaving Chalobah to Diaz. Between them, kind of not quite getting tight enough, and he's had 3 or 4 opportunities to set up goals and score himself so far, and we've only played 9 minutes.
It's Thiago Silva who's receiving expert attention down in front of the Chelsea fans. Started the FA Cup final defeat last season against Leicester City. Already Chelsea warming up a substitute on the far side. Alon Sarr would be the most likely candidate.
Chelsea are thinking 3 centre-backs, safety in numbers, but one of them has to step into that space that Mane's just dropping into. If you don't, he will just get it all day long and turn. As soon as he turns, the players ahead of him are just running towards the goal. You have to back off then as a defence.
Treatment has been applied and he's back on his feet now, Thiago Silva. Chalobah was a surprise inclusion when he was just 18 years of age 4 years ago in the final. He was on the bench. More surprising because he didn't make his debut for another 3 years for Chelsea. He certainly knows he's been in the game in the opening 10 minutes here. Zipping the ball around with ease, and Chelsea guilty of chasing shadows at the moment. Thiago, fancy flick which Diaz shouldn't reach. James makes sure that he doesn't. A bit dicey for Edouard Mendy, who has had a little bit of a wobble since coming back from the Africa Cup of Nations, where he won the title with Sadio Mane. To Lukaku, which he was never going to reach. It comes back once again, and Luis Diaz is free once again, found by Keita this time. It's Luis Diaz for Liverpool, not by James. Now Robertson. Keita nudges it back. It's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now Chelsea are hanging on by their fingernails.
Well, they get 2 yellow shirts out to block the shot from Alexander-Arnold, but on the other side there's no one getting anywhere near Diaz. He's just pulling all the strings. In fact, all over the pitch and midfield as well. Liverpool have to pop the ball off. Closing down the press from Chelsea is 2 seconds late in every department.
Just saw a shot at Mateo Kovacic there. I mean, is he 100%?
No. I think that was obvious. The fact that he was such a late inclusion and being an ankle injury like that, he's going to be in a lot of pain. Massive strapping, no doubt. Last thing he needed was a start like this from Liverpool.
They were always going to get one. Tuchel did say it was time to take risks. Maybe they've done that. Another corner for Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold's delivery. It's quickly thrown in, and no one's paid any attention to Sadio Mane. Chelsea look a little bit off the pace and a little bit jaded.
They're off the pace, they're off everything, even their thinking. Just a little quick throw in there into the box to a Liverpool player with 5 yards. No one near him. 2 Chelsea players are struggling to pick someone up because you've got to be quick with your thinking, and then your legs will follow. At the moment, they're just way off the pace all over the pitch.
Well, Mendy is given the signal to kick long rather than try and play out, because the Liverpool press was putting them under too much pressure. Henderson. He's off again, Luis Diaz. This time he is offside.
Caught offside a few times because he plays right on your shoulder as a defender. It's an absolute nightmare. So you've got to keep your eye on him, looking over your shoulder all the time. Where is he? Is he making a run? You know the ball's coming, you're just not so sure where he is.
Trying to release Mount, just about finds him. This is Reece James. Now Marcus Alonso. Pulisic. James was in a lot of space over on that far side, and he's been spotted by Thiago Silva. This is Lukaku trying to help it through. Pulisic already been penalised, Chelsea, for handball against Lukaku.
Well, he's better from Chelsea. One wing back to midfield, back to centre back, and then out to the other wing back, and James. And it's a cute little ball, but he has to hold this up. He's hardly had a touch, Lukaku, and that one was on his hand. He's got to hold that ball up, see the flight of the ball, pin the centre back, bring another player into play.
Well done by Chalobah. Now Kovacic trying to get into the area, and that's a free kick against Thiago, who can do the dictating but also does the destruction.
Tại Premier League thì đang hơi thấp thế một chút trước Man City.
Has come up from the back to try and make his presence felt. Lukaku right in the centre of the penalty area. It's Alonso straight into the arms of Alisson. In the end, it was a rather disappointing delivery.
Just over here a little bit, but I still think that area is where he should have been hitting it, maybe a bit lower.
I'm struggling to get back and deal with Mo Salah. Well, Chelsea's form has been patchy for a while. They've been a bit Jekyll and Hyde, only 2 wins in their last 6. And there have been some off days. Brentford at home, Arsenal at home with 2 of them. They conceded 8 goals across those 2 matches. Got free from Jorginho, and he put it in that area which he's always readily attacked, but on this occasion there just wasn't anybody to finish off the cross.
Jorginho's having a go at the assistant there saying it's a foul in the corner. He seemed to put his hand in the small of his back and give him a little shove, but not according to the ref.
Craig Pawson has taken charge of over 200 Premier League games. Just explaining very calmly to Jorginho his thinking. Free kick on this occasion has gone against him. You can understand why Chelsea look a little bit tired. They are playing their 61st game of the season. And they're getting there ahead of Mane.
Nó cũng lô mà này. Cái đấy.
The difference is that Liverpool have played 60 and they don't look tired at all.
One game makes all the difference. Good position from Mendy. Looks like he's taking a knock, but look at him, edge of the box, just in case his back four or back three need him, and they did. He's taking a knock for his troubles.
Well, Liverpool look very much like a team that have won 7 of the last 8 games before today. And they look like a team that are 18 points ahead of Chelsea in the Premier League, but they haven't made the breakthrough yet. There is Kepa Arrizabalaga, who missed the only spot kick not to be converted in the League Cup final between these two, that epic League Cup final that went right the way to the 22nd penalty. Space again. Robertson. Still going, Andrew Robertson. Looking to try and add to his 2 goals he's already registered this year.
Not quite got that right side defensively. Chalobah all the way over on the left-hand side. Huge amount of gap for Robertson. A great run. And Diaz just takes the defenders over, creates the space.
Were you surprised to see that Chelsea had included Chalobah ahead of Azpilicueta in that area?
Yeah, I think we don't know what goes on in training. You don't know how the players are feeling. And he obviously didn't get an awful lot out of Tuchel when he was giving his interview. But you would expect, with the experience, etc., for him to be in the team. Azpilicueta, but that's why they pay him the big bucks.
Chelsea struggling to get out of that press again. Thiago commits a foul. Alonso, Kovacic. Loose pass switch. Goes back to Thiago Silva.
Just look at the difference when the Chelsea play against the ball, the options that they've got on the ball. One pass, maybe 2 at most.
Mount. On to James. 2 to Matt in the centre and Alonso arriving. It's in towards Christian Pulisic. That was mightily close to Chelsea hitting on the counter-attack.
Switch is so much better. He doesn't quite get enough on it. But they get 3 in the box, Chelsea. The first time they've got a decent ball into the box and men in there as well. Just look at Pulisic's run. Goes right on the shoulder of Alexander-Arnold. Doesn't quite get enough on it. Big chance for Chelsea.
Jorginho's just wide into Henderson. Christian Pulisic scored after just 5 minutes of the 2020 Cup final. He probably should have had the first goal of this one.
Yeah. So he didn't quite get enough on it, but he was aiming for that far post. Encouraging. Definitely the switch ball is on with the fullbacks pushed in. That space is out there.
There is Fabinho not involved today because of an injury picked up in the game in midweek. He was in the gym earlier today, and they are hoping hoping to have him back for the Champions League final against Real Madrid in Paris.
He's staying in his hotel now.
I'll make you correct. He was lifting more than me. Trying to return it to Thiago. Chelsea snapping into the tackle. It's a good step by Chalobah. He played the wrong ball really. Went centrally when Lukaku was on.
Yeah, it was a high line and he was on. He was just getting ready to make the run. It should have gone over the top and he's through. As soon as you don't hit it, then he's going to get caught offside. He has to stop. Just take a few chances, Chelsea, in that midfield area. You don't even have to look because you know Liverpool are going to be high. You know Lukaku should be on the shoulder. Just lift it over the top.
The pattern of the game so far, those chances are going to be few and far between. They certainly won't get as many as they were offered by Leeds in midweek, and Pulisic has already missed a really big one. Missed a couple in the Champions League quarter-final against Real Madrid. Chelsea turned down opportunities in that League Cup final. For the first 25 minutes, it's been Liverpool dictating. Keita. Salah.
I have to say, they are getting a little bit closer now, the yellow shirts, with the press. Starting to get a foot in, making contact.
Mane stretching. Diaz. Every moment, every game that Liverpool play right now is a challenge, a test en route to potentially unprecedented success. They have looked every bit up for the challenge. To be a little bit late on Thiago. Paulson just whispering in his ear. Liverpool trying to come away with the ball. Chelsea have pinched it. James has found Mount. It's a bit behind Pulisic, but there's space for Alonso on this near touch line, and Pulisic is still going, tries to feed Alonso, finds Alonso. Alisson is out to smother the chance. The ball wasn't perfect, the touch wasn't either, but Alisson was.
What an opportunity for Chelsea. Again, just starting to make contact. Winning the ball back, and also with their passing.
Alisson just hobbling a little bit after that.
He's onside. That touch there just runs away from him, and that enables him to get low, get tight and get close, and he just saves it with his legs and just follows through Alonso and just whacks him with his studs there. Great ball inside. Alexander-Arnold standing still and Alonso taking advantage of that space, but the touch just letting him down.
It's a big chance, and Thomas Tuchel knows it. Marcos Alonso, who is starting it.
I say, it was a good save, but a big miss, wasn't it, from Alonso?
Yeah, he allowed Alisson to get too close to him, really. Making the position.
Here it is.
Making the position.
Here it is again. It's a good bit of build-up play. Pulisic starts to run with it. Alexander-Arnold doesn't even look at the run of Marcos Alonso. And the first touch from Marcos Alonso just got away from him and took him that little bit wider. Took him onto his left foot, but now Alisson's right on top.
Nicely done by the American. Yeah, that touch. Thomas Tuchel. Well aware of the capability of Marcos Alonso to be a scoring left wing back. Still nearly 30 goals for Chelsea.
Liga and Alonso were both out of favour, weren't they, for quite a while under the previous manager, Frank Lampard. Alonso in particular. But as soon as Thomas Tuchel came in, he brought those two back into the side and they've performed really well for him.
This is always a great, but this is a closer view on what exactly is troubling Alisson. Connection, follow through from Marcos Alonso, just momentum.
There's the touch you were talking about, just gets away from him and then he has to slide in on the challenge. Well played, the goalkeeper.
Kelleher, who was the hero of the Carabao Cup final, the League Cup final here in February. Here he is in that mammoth penalty shootout in which Thomas Tuchel took a risk by changing his goalkeeper. He kept out Arrizabalaga. It went all the way down to the keepers. Kelleher scored and Arrizabalaga didn't. And Liverpool went home with it.
Kepa was brought on, wasn't he, to save a penalty. He ended up missing one. Yeah, there you can see where the game is being played, and it's only been in the attack for most of the game.
Yeah, if we'd looked at that 5 minutes ago, I think it would have been even stronger, wouldn't it? Chelsea just had 1 or 2 moments. So half an hour got. Another stoppage. And bearing in mind what lies ahead for Liverpool, the Liverpool fans all around the world concerned about this. Needs attention.
So he's just slightly worried about his hip here.
2 weeks away from the Champions League final. They're still in contention in the Premier League. Manchester City, who are above them, play tomorrow at West Ham. And then Liverpool go to Southampton in the league on Tuesday evening.
Well, Liverpool's opponents in the Champions League final, Real Madrid, have had the luxury of having already won the title. It does look as though we've seen the last of Mo Salah.
Well, Diogo Jota would have been disappointed not to start, would not be wanting to come on in these circumstances. It does represent a chance for the Portugal international.
sẽ đá đúng vào vị trí mà Salah đã để lại. Konate, Diogo Jota, đây là Thiago. Pha xoay sở tốt là của Thiago. Luis Diaz. Mọi thứ vẫn đang ở thế cân bằng ở thời điểm phút thứ 35.
Đường chuyền rất điệu của Thiago. Bóng thoáng. Anh Đài chỉnh màu cho em xem với anh ơi. Jota lại quay về. Cự ly đội hình của Chelsea vẫn đang khá là kín kẽ. Còn khoảng 10 phút nữa thôi là hiệp 1 sẽ khép lại. Và 0-0 là một tỷ số hợp lý với những gì diễn ra. Đúng với tính chất căng thẳng và chặt chẽ của một trận chung kết. Arnold, pha di chuyển vào trung lộ của Arnold, sút xa. Bóng đâu? West bóng đây rồi. Thiago đường chuyền cho Robo. Luis Diaz lại quay về. Khó ấy. Chúng ta vẫn nhớ trận chung kết Carabao Cup cũng là 0-0. Thực sự là cân bằng.
Vào cái vùng mà gần sát với khung thành của Eduard Mendy là gần như bóng biến mất anh em ạ.
Tôi không biết tại sao mà bóng lại quay được ra cái tận cuối hàng thủ Liverpool. Ảo thật đấy.
Cái vùng này nó đang bị chói nắng anh em ạ, thông cảm.
Và chúng ta cũng thấy là cái vùng chói nắng càng lúc nó đang càng hẹp lại rồi.
Đúng rồi.
Cố gắng đợi thêm một lúc nữa. Tôi nghĩ là vào hiệp 2 thì mọi thứ sẽ khá hơn.
Với cái tinh thần đá như thế này mà lai dai thì tới hiệp phụ chúng ta sẽ có những góc máy đẹp nhất có thể anh em ạ. Thầy Tú vừa rồi không hài lòng với các quyết định của tổ tài. Thomas Tuchel vừa có phản ứng tương đối là gắt với quyết định của anh Tài. Konate. Tú đẩy bóng sang vị trí của Luis Diaz. Thiago. Diaz vẫn đang là Luis Diaz. Quá đông cao thủ áo vàng đã áp sát. Robertson. Đây là Arnold. Kovacic có phản công cho Chelsea hay không? Hơi khó rồi. Mọi thứ vẫn đang thực sự là rất căng thẳng và cân bằng. Henderson, Mane, Sadio Mane, tình huống va quẹt từ đằng sau của Kovacic nhưng tiếng còi